Hello everyone, it's video blog time. A short video blog. It's raining outside and I can't deny that. So, I want to sit here, listen to the rain, drink my carbonated water, and talk a little bit. So my Star Peaches Along a Long Countryside Dirt Road, a children's story that I wrote and released back in late July, somewhere around there. It's been 2.5 months, so I don't know. It's late, I don't want to think. But it just crossed over 1,000 views here on my YouTube channel. It has 33,000 on my Facebook channel, but I'm focusing a lot more on the YouTube because, well, YouTube is a video platform and things can move a lot better once you start picking up steam. It's a lot more rewarding to have a video that does well here on YouTube. So this is really where I wanted to do well. So I'm excited that it finally crossed over 1,000 because my goal for Star Peaches is to um, get enough views on it to where the tags that are on the video start working for it. Like my baby is 7.5 months. We've been watching lullaby videos, nursery rhyme videos, and just like children's stories as well on YouTube. And I've discovered so many cool little stories and just videos because they all kind of interconnect. Once one finishes, the other one comes on, and they're not from the same channel. It's just kind of scattered, um, and it all has to do with tags and getting views and what the algorithms or however it works, YouTube feels uh, they should recommend to you. Well, Star Peaches, if it gets enough views, can start circulating with all those other stories and lullabies and nursery rhyme videos. And that's all I want from this upload. Like, I just want to have a video that's like circulating so that some other parent and their kid can discover it and tell someone else about it. I do plan on putting it in book form for sure. Star Peaches will definitely get a book printing exactly how it is on the YouTube video, except without the music and all that, the extra stuff. But it's written out for book form, and the illustrations as well will be in the book. I don't know when it'll be out because I'm still trying to wrap my head around all this book stuff. Like, it's a different world. I'm used to like music world, where I just release like digital tracks, So just bear with me here. It may be a little bit because I'm trying to find the best deal. It's quite expensive to get a book printed, but I'm going to for sure. And my focus right now, while I am definitely going to make a part two of Star Peaches, maybe sometime early next year. But my focus is to promote this one so that there actually is like an audience. That way, when I print books, I can actually sell some. There's no sense printing 100 or to 1,000 books and not have not have like an audience for it. So the more people discovering it, the more people sharing it. The more people that share it, the more chances people will discover it. So please share it if you like it. Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, you name it. Anywhere you can. It really helps. But yeah, the more views it gets here on YouTube, obviously it sounds like common sense, but it's just those algorithms and the way it works. Like, it needs to be getting a little bit of activity for YouTube to think like, okay, let me recommend this to someone within the same, searching for the same tags, or searching for the same keywords. And if that happens, then there's no sky's the limit on what the Star Peaches video story can achieve. Anyways, so I'm excited about that. Lately, I've been very into like just researching and just looking for like analog, and this is kind of out of left field, but analog cassette kinds of like recorders, consoles. If you've been following me for a while, sorry, that was not so clear. uh, you'll know that I'm very into lo-fi recordings and have made some on my own as well. It all started from the fact that I tend to record with limited equipment. In the beginning, it was because I didn't have good equipment. Now that I have somewhat good equipment, I really enjoy challenging myself to record not just like a polished sound, but a unique sound. And to me, lo-fi is where you're gonna find a lot of that unique stuff. You know, because you take risks. A lot of people, in even in art like paintings and Photoshop and photography and recording, it takes risks to sometimes get like something different. You know, you can get really good at something, and the better you get at something, the more you tend to follow rules that end up giving you tunnel vision. And because you're so connected to those rules, you just can't take risks because you're afraid of being judged by the whatever, the textbook way of doing things is. That you see that a lot in everything. But I've always been a risk taker in my art for sure, and the more I learn about recording, the more I want to twist the knobs and do the opposite of what I'm supposed to do, you know. So lo-fi is something that I've kind of really enjoyed within the last like at least 2-3 years. And if you look at my catalog here on YouTube, you'll know when you hear it, like where I kind of went for lo-fi sounds. When the Axe Meets the Why, which is an album that I released last year, that entire album is lo-fi. It's a lo-fi album, and that's the first time I did an album like from beginning to end that with that concept, to make it lo-fi. Mixed Up in Hollywood was from 2005. That was my first solo effort, and I call that one a lo-fi, but that's a combination more of just kind of having limited equipment. So I went for that sound because I had limited equipment. You know, it made more sense to me. So I don't really count that one in. Plus, I was also a beginner at like being a solo artist, so it probably would have sounded pretty lo-fi naturally. So it's not really the same thing. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoy it. So I've been like just looking and researching and just wanting a bunch of equipment, you know, for future songs and future recordings. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. So there the certain console I'm looking for. If you're a recording buff, back like in the 80s and the 90s, they started making these like all-in-one consoles that you put a cassette in, and they were mainly 4 tracks, but towards the end they started getting 8 tracks out there. I'm looking for an 8 track. I believe it's a 688 Tascam 8 track cassette recorder. I'm looking for one of those. So, but they're expensive, so even if I found one, I'm not so sure I'd buy it quite this, right at this moment. But I want to get one of those because I think I'd like to make a collection of songs on one of those. Kind of a nice kind of where I left off with the Axe album. Maybe a couple more, because that album didn't have any keyboards. But maybe I'll throw the keyboards on with the lo-fi as well. But I can record that and throw it into my Pro Tools and give it some modern synth sounds over it. So who knows? You can combine maybe the high fidelity and low fidelity. Anyways, not to get completely off the subject, but yeah. Well, is there even a subject? I mean, it's my video blog. Carbonated water. That's another subject. I used to hate this stuff. But I don't know. I kind of love it now. And when I first started drinking it, I would drink it with like a flavor, like lime sparkling water. Now I just drink the pure one. It's like when it's cold, it's just nice. I enjoy it. I guess it beats Coke, right? And Dr. Pepper and Pepsi. No, there's no sugar in this, and there's no like sugar additive. Like aspartame or aspartame, however you pronounce that. We don't need that. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video blog. Till next time, rock on.